We want to return to the breaking news of the suspected Chinese spy balloon floating over the continental U.S. Reported sightings in North Carolina and South Carolina. And now we have ground stops, essentially. The FAA pausing departures at 3 different airports to help the Department of Defense. Let's go ahead and bring in NBC News investigative reporter Dan DeLuce. So, Dan, we've got 3 airports here: Wilmington, North Carolina, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, all to, quote, support the Department of Defense in a national security effort. What does that all mean?
I think it's becoming pretty clear now, given this announcement and then what President Biden said earlier today about how they were going to, quote, take care of this. This would be a very logical thing to do before you took military action to shoot down this very large balloon hovering towards the coast of North Carolina. So this is a precautionary step so that there are no civilian aircraft in the area, and you lower the safety risk to civilians when you shoot down this balloon, which, by the way, is as large as 2 city buses, and there will be debris.
So, Dan, remember when this balloon was floating around Billings and there was a ground stop? We heard a recording from one of the essentially flight recorders, one of the communications between the pilot and what I presume to be somebody in the flight control tower, or it was a recording of the pilot talking to the cabin. I can't remember which. But the pilot was talking about, we're under a ground stop right now. Is it possible that something like this would happen in the absence of some kind of military action like the one you're talking about?
I think it's possible, depending on the altitude and the trajectory of the balloon. We don't know for certain. But there's a pretty strong indication now, given what the Pentagon has been saying, what the president said earlier, and the fact that the justification for not shutting it down was fear of a debris posing a risk to civilians. Well, if it's over the Atlantic Ocean, that concern is essentially removed. And stopping air traffic just in that local area would indicate that it's possible now they're going to shoot it down. Now, you're right, there may be other explanations. Let's see what we hear. For sure, this balloon is not a plane, and it doesn't move like a plane, and it can vary in altitude and in the path it takes. So it's not a totally predictable movement.
Right, and we know that it was flying, I believe, what is this, 60,000 feet? Yeah, 60,000 feet, which is above civilian and military aviation. But as you mentioned, this is unpredictable. It doesn't have the same steering capabilities that a plane does. Dan, if this is a signal to the president's comments that were in the last couple of hours, we're going to take care of it. If, in fact, this is part of a military operation here, how much lead time do you think the Department of Defense would want to give the FAA for something like this?
That's a good question. I think they've probably been in a lot of communication with them over the past few days, so this will not come as a surprise. The FAA, of course, can act fairly quickly. The good news there is this is moving quite, without being flippant, this moves pretty slowly. It's not a plane, it's not a fighter jet, it's not a bomber, it's not a missile. So they have had plenty of time to consider their options and to prepare for this moment. It was always an option from the beginning. They've acknowledged that. So now we're seeing them taking some concrete steps now to prepare for that possible action. Unless there's another explanation, and let's see what we hear.
Let's go ahead and put up a statement from the FAA here, Dan, and this is what I was reading for just a couple of minutes ago here. What will you be looking for next in trying to decipher exactly what it is that the military is doing next, if anything?
Well, I think we're going to be probably hearing something from the Pentagon in due course, either way. And then there will be people. There are people who live in North Carolina that will see aircraft taking off, of course, and military jets. And so we'll just have to see what happens. Of course, if they do shoot it down, it will be very obvious. It's a very large object, and it will be visible.